Adventure. It looks like this magic word could open all the doors, solve all the problems and justify all stupidity, right? The risk is the salt of life, they say. But how much salt are you ready to take before you oversalt the dish? In this video, I will try to protect you from some of the mistakes that you're about to make. So if you have nothing to do, grab your favorite drink and stay with me. Welcome back. To risk in the name of adventure is something that we often consider acceptable. But when does the adventure turn dangerous? How to recognize these symptoms and try to prevent these possible problems in advance? Well, it is not easy at all. As I said in the intro, the reason of that is this magic word adventure. It makes us believe that it will open all the doors, solve all the problems, justify all stupidity. So we can do whatever we like, even though we understand that it might be stupid. We no longer listen our internal voice. We make some decisions that we understand that they are not right, but even so we do it in the name of the adventure. I have heard many times people saying, he's a great adventurer, he has done this unique trip, this is the best adventure motorcycle, or this is the best adventure destination. But the seek for constant adventure, or this so-called competition or comparison with others, is a deadly trap, because you will you will take some decisions that are not so clear or clever, but even so you will do it in the name of the adventure, to prove something, to compete with others, or whatever you want to name it. And this is where actually the things become really dangerous. This adventure wave or movement will push you to risk more than you can afford or you can handle alone. Usually this happens when you travel with friends that got more experience, and they will push you to ride harder and harder and harder, more than you will ever do if you're all alone. And this is where the things are really messy, because you cannot trust others to hold your motorcycle or to take your trajectory or your direction when you ride on the road. You depend only on your skills. Alright, Pavlin, but what we can do about it? I don't know what you can do, but I will tell you what I do. The method that I use is very simple, always helps me, and I have no doubts that it will help you as well if you only dare to test it. The name is something like reverse engineering, but in a normal language it means to stop the problems before they even happen. I follow a few very simple and logical rules that always help me to avoid 95% of all possible problems on the road. I'm gonna list them all here, but keep in mind that they will be in specific numbers from 1 to 5. But number 5 does not mean that it is less important or number 1 is the most important. In my opinion, they are all equally important. Number 1, I never ride fast. It doesn't matter I'm alone or in a group, I always try to ride with the speed that it is comfortable for me and I can control it with my own skills. Believe it or not, for example, now on my last trip to Magadan, the most difficult part of the whole trip was to restricting myself of twisting the throttle. Because when you have so many kilometers ahead, you want to just twist the throttle and go faster. But especially in the last part from Yakutsk to Magadan, or so-called the Road of Bones, this is very difficult thing, because you never know what you're gonna face behind the corner. It could be mud, stones, sand, some wood or other obstacles. And yes, in this part of the world, it's not like predictable Europe. If you're riding on the beautiful European roads, you know that the road is going to be clean, everything is going to be alright. But when you ride on such places, it's very dangerous. And that's why when you have this normal, affordable speed that will allow you to stop at every moment, it's something that it's very important. Number 2, I always try to keep a longer distance in front and behind me. This is so logical and simple, but I have seen so many riders forgetting about this. They trust too much on their tires, their electronic features, or even their own skills, and because of that, they could make a terrible mistake that will cost them a lot, that actually could change the whole life. But this is the reality. Be cautious and always have more distance. It's not going to hurt you at all. You're not going to be slower just because you have more distance. You will just have more time for reaction. That's it. Number 3, I will never put myself in the situation that I cannot handle alone. If you need someone to help you or to ride your motorcycle on specific sections, that is mean that you shouldn't be there. You don't have enough skills to be there. And here many people may say, yeah, Pavlin, but if you go with someone with more skills than you, you can learn a lot. You can practice difficult terrains, which one you're not gonna learn if you never go there. Fair enough, but all of this should be done before the trip, around your home, when even if you have a problem, it will be easy to fix it. If you break your motorcycle, or if you fell down, if you have problem with your health, for example, or if you get injured, this could be controlled. Not when you travel. When you travel, you don't need all of this. Let me tell you one example that I got from my last Magadan trip. Somewhere around Siberia, I met one wonderful guy. His name was Pavel. He has Kawasaki KLR 650 and he was so heavy. He has probably around 60 kilograms of luggage. So when we met each other, he was looking on his motorcycle and then my motorcycle. His motorcycle, my motorcycle, and he said, well, it looks like I've done something wrong. But I have a tent in my luggage. I said, yeah, oh, sure, I also have a tent. He said, yeah, but I have tools. I said, yeah, I also have tools. And he says, I have spare parts. And I have, yeah, sure, I also have spare parts. And he says, how many kilograms do you have? I said, well, around 15 altogether with the tank bag. He said, 15? How that is even possible? So we even opened the box and checked what kind of luggage and stuff, what I have, what he has. He was planning to go and crossing the old summer road. Not the road of bones, the old summer road, which is in terrible condition. It is actually never maintained in the last 20, 30 years. All the bridges are destroyed. In some places, rivers are very high. You have to cross a lot of rivers. So it is not something that you should do it alone. But he was planning to go there alone, to use the boat or something like that. And the people that I spoke, local people, they all said, yeah, it is possible to go, but you have to be at least 4 or 5 people with light dirt bikes, with ropes, so you can help each other crossing these rivers. Sometimes the currents are very strong, so you need more people, definitely. So when I explained all of this to Pavel, I finally asked him, Pavel, do you have off-road experience? And he said, no, I have ridden a few dirt roads, but nothing serious. I said, okay, so you don't have any experience, your motorcycle is very heavy, it is obvious that it's not prepared for the journey, it's not comfortable for you to riding on standing position. He actually cannot, because he was very tall guy, the motorcycle was not set properly, but you still want to go there. And he said, yeah, this was the plan. I said, Pavel, listen, I have some off-road experience, I've ridden dirt bikes for many years. I ride motorcycle also for many years. My motorcycle is much lighter than yours. My luggage is lighter than yours. Obviously, I have more experience, but I do not have any plans even to go there. And he was thinking for a second and he said, it is decided, I'm not going to go there. On the next day, he shipped 20-25 kilograms back home, and even more on the way we were traveling to the Magadan. We spent like a few days together. So this guy was very clever, and he was actually listened and took the right decision. But the point is that many won't. Many will say, bloody hell, I will go there in the name of adventure. And then the problems will hit them. So it's a good to make some tricks and experiments and maybe practice when you're at home, not on the trips. Number 4, I never look for adventure. On the long trips, you don't have to do it because it will find you one way or another. It might not be today, not even this week, not even this trip, but one way or another, it will find you. Don't forget that the most important is to go back safe in one piece. Yeah, Pavlin, but I want to have an adventure, I want to have a remarkable trip, I want to have this, and or that. Alright, fair enough. Let's see what is the real definition of adventure. Adventure was originally a Middle English word derived from the Old French aventure, meaning destiny, fate, or chance event. Today, we define adventure as a remarkable or unexpected journey, experience, or event that a person participates as a result of chance. The last detail, a result of chance, is a key element of adventure. The stories usually involve a character who is brought to the adventure by chance, and a chance usually plays a large role in the episode of the story. Also, adventures usually include dangerous situations, narrow escapes, problems to solve through the intelligence and skill, exotic people and places, and brave deeds. A result of chance is the key element of adventure. I hope that you understood it now. You don't need to look for adventure because it depends on the chance. You will find it one way or another. Please, don't do it. Just take it slowly and make your trip. And the last number 5 is actually partly related to number 4. It says that never risk the whole trip in the name of adventure or in the name of moment fun. It is something that it is so easy to say or to promise to yourself when you are at home, but it is so difficult to obey this rule or to follow this rule when you're very close to something, a specific place or point that you want to cover, and when you really want to see it. And it's so easy to make a mistake and to break this rule and risk in the name of this. So the example that I'm going to give you now is again from my last trip to Magadan. There is a specific point or place in Magadan, just 300 kilometers before Magadan, where is located one of the old Gulag camps. And I really wanted to see it, and I know exactly how to enter into the road to this place, but I didn't know exactly where it is located. I know that it's around 20 kilometers away from the main road. So when I went to this point, I turned from the main road completely alone, without any telephone reception, without a clear understanding where exactly I will find it or how the road is to there. Even so, I went there. I risked a lot. So because of the rains that we've got for a week, the condition of the road was terrible. It was actually like a small track going into the nowhere. A lot of water everywhere, a lot of mud everywhere, falling trees and rocks and muddy place, whatever. So I spent like almost 1.5 hours going in deep into the country without, as I said, any telephone reception, so any possible help, until I reached one river and I realized that it is already dangerous enough. But even so, I crossed this river and then I went to second river, more deeper. And I crossed this river as well. Even I have it on camera, cursing myself why I do it. I'm a stupid man, I have to go back, it is risky enough. Until I reached a third river that was already too deep and with a strong current that I didn't want to risk. So I went back all of these 20 kilometers, crossing all the rivers and mud and everything, go back until I reached the main road. And when I reached the main road, I realized how stupid my decision was. Because if I've got even a small technical problem that will cause the motorcycle to stop, that means that I have to walk again back to the road, 20 kilometers, which is fine, I can do it, even with full gear. But then what? There is no possible way a car or truck or something to go inside and pick up my motorcycle, which is mean that the motorcycle should stay there. I have no chance to buy spare parts in Russia because of sanctions. I cannot take the motorcycle out. Even if I take the motorcycle out, how I'm gonna load it and bring it to Magadan, for example. Even if I'm lucky enough to do all of this, I cannot find a spare part. So I actually risked the whole mission, the whole trip, because of this moment wish to see this Gulag camp. Back to the question, when does the adventure turn dangerous? And the answer actually is very simple. When we ignore all of these rules and put the fun over safety and logic. Then the shit happens and the result might change our lives forever. My goal is to see the whole world, and it is not going to happen if I risk my life or my motorcycle or my mission every time when I see interesting or adventurous place. I have to stick on the plan or it is not going to happen. Amen, brother. I hope that this video will help to at least one person to make a better decisions than me, be clever than me, and finally complete his goals easier than me. If you want to learn more about my trip to Magadan, I will leave the link in the description to my second channel, Motorcycle Adventures Life. Every Thursday I will upload one episode from the journey. Anyway, press like or dislike, whatever this video deserves. If you subscribe, even better. See you in the next one. Ciao.